Okay, so let's get going with the warm-up. So as per usual, we've got our squats to hand walkout. So we'll do 5 of those. Walking back up, good. Good. Last one. Good. And then you're into quad stretch. You're going to walk around doing this one or stay in the same spot. We'll do 5 on each leg. As soon as you feel a stretch in the front of the thigh and the hip, just let go and switch to the other side. Good, and then we're on to lunges after that. So forward lunge on each side, side lunges. Keep that trail leg straight. And reverse lunge. And then we'll go through that one again. Side on and reverse as well. So twice through those. Okay. Good work. Okay. So first exercise, side lying thoracic rotation. So if you're lying on your side, on the shoulder, make sure the top leg is brought up in front of you. That's either bent there or you can have it straight. It's just there for balance. Hands on top of each other, and we're just going to keep that knee on the floor and rotate the arm over the top. And we'll do that 10 times on each side. So get the arm and the shoulders to rotate as far over, keeping that top leg flat on the floor, like so. Try and watch that hand go around, get that rotation into the thoracic, the upper spine, the mid and upper spine. Actually completely lost count, it's not surprising, but I've lost count. About 10. So you've done 10 on one, switch to the other side. Put that leg out in front, arms on top. Might feel the odd click as you go around if there's a bit of tightness there. There's one. Good. 10 of those. Works very well. Loosens you up nicely. From there, we're up onto the hands and knees. So if you need a cushion or a mat or anything under your knees, then do so. Just going to get yourself in this 4-point position. So make sure the hands are under the shoulders, the knees are under the hips. We've got a nice little bit of curve in that lower back there. We're going to do hip circles. So we're just going to do 8 circles outwards, 8 circles inwards. But the key for me is that you need to keep your body nice and still. So you're going to force the hip to create a bit of movement. Okay, so try not to let the body move too much as you're doing the circles. Okay, really drive the knee into the range. So we're going to go 8 times outwards and then 8 times the other way. And again, same thing, keep the core braced. Really try and work as much range as you can. And then onto the other side. So you might have a little bit of weight shift initially, but as soon as you do, just make sure that you keep the body nice and still. You'll feel one arm maybe that's working a bit harder than the other, but that's fine. Eight one way, 8 the other way. Good. Keep the shoulders over the hands, that's it. Good positions. So hopefully with that one, you should find the more reps that you, the further through the 8 reps you go, then you're going to find you get a little bit more movement in the hip joints. Okay, so we're staying in that kind of kneeling position. I want you to move your feet a little bit further apart. Okay, point your toes. You're going to sit back into your heels. So we're going to switch between 2 movements here. Okay, so we're going to do 10 in total. So you're going to start in this kind of what's called child's pose position, reaching the hands forward. Okay, you feel a little bit of a stretch there. You're going to come up onto the knees, lie down fully on your front, and then push the chest, the shoulders and chest up, keeping the pelvis on the floor. Lower back down, and then move back into that child's pose. Feel a stretch there. Back forwards, all the way into that front line position. Push the shoulders up, so all the arms are doing all of the work. Keeping the hips on the ground, back down, and return. Okay, so keep doing that. Nice and steadily through the movements. Okay, these are flexibility, mobility movements. So you don't need to move quickly. Feel the stretch sat back in the heels, in the lower back, and then feel that mobility as you push the chest up. Remember keeping that pelvis on the floor between the 2. Okay, 10 of these should really help to loosen any stiffness, any tightness in your lower back. Good one to do at the start or the end of the day as well. Well done. So make sure as you push the shoulders up, the arms doing all of the work, not getting any muscles to work to lift you up here. Sit far back into the heels as you can. One last one. Good. So nice and simple, nice and straightforward exercise to do that one for if you're feeling any kind of back stiffness or tightness if you've sat down for a while. Loosen things up very nicely. Okay, everyone done on that one. So the next one, I want you to start in a half kneeling position. Okay, you'll need about the length of a foot between the back of the front heel and your knee. Okay, hands are going to go either side of that front foot. You need the back foot on the toe as well. All you're going to do from here is you're going to lift your bum in the air, tip your shoulders over and try and straighten this front knee by pushing it backwards. So we lift up, push the front knee back and then lower back down. So it's a continuous movement. Okay, we're going to do 12 on each leg. Okay, don't worry about how straight the leg goes. It's the stretch in the back of the thigh and the hamstring that we're concerned about. So, but you definitely need to feel like you tip yourself over and lift the hips in the air. Okay. Otherwise, that front leg doesn't get the stretch that we need it to. Keep the fingertips in contact with the ground the whole time. Go for 12 on each side. Good. It won't necessarily feel like it gets any easier, purely because the more length you get, the more stretch you get in the hamstring, the straighter you're going to push your knee out. So it will always feel like it's right at the end of the length of the stretch. Pushing through that front leg, drive that knee back. And 12, there we go. So you feel a little bit more flexibility probably in that front, in that hamstring, which is good. Just keep lifting the hips up high, tipping the shoulders over and driving that front knee back. Feel that stretch. Good work. So next up, you're going to need a band or towel. So as soon as you finish those sprinter stretches on the hamstrings, grab a mini band or a tea towel or a hand towel of some sort. Okay, doesn't matter which it is. Stand up, we're going to do a little bit of work on the shoulders. Okay, so we're going to have an overhand grip on that band, okay? Now, if you've got a band, I mean, even you've got a towel, what you can also do is you can just turn your hands into what we call a neutral position as well. So you've got hold of it, and you can turn them and pull like so. Standing nice and tall, elbows tucked in at 90 degrees. You've got to pull the hands apart a little bit, and we're going to punch out, and then slowly raise the arms up, and then bring them back down to tummy height, pull back in. Punch out, keeping that tension on the band, keeping those hands pulled apart the whole time. We'll go for 10 of these. Punch out, keep that tension, keep the shoulders relaxed, raise up and down, keep it going. Nice and controlled. The only furious bit is punch out, keeping the hands pulled apart. Keeping those elbows tucked in as well as we draw them forwards and backwards. Good. This is the worst part about losing count. It starts getting hard work and you can't remember how many you've got to do that. I've got my last one. Good. So you should feel towards the end of those 10 reps, shoulders really starting to do quite a bit of work. Excellent. Again, you can always do, never harm to do a couple more of those. They're quite good ones for the shoulder work. As soon as you're done with that, we won't need the band again. So or the towel, you can discard that, which is good. Next one we're going to do, you need to see feet. We're just going to do heel walks and toe walks. So effectively, you're just going to walk around on your heels. So you'll need your toes pulled off of the floor. You need your knees dead straight. It's much easier if you walk sideways, okay? We're going to walk around for about 30 to 45 seconds on each of these. Let me stopwatch going. Okay, so get yourself ready. On the heels, legs nice and straight and just walking sideways. If you're to walk forward, you'll bend your knees, and that'll just release the tension on the muscles that we want to work. So it doesn't matter where you go, just have a little walk around on your heels, going sideways, pull the toes up to the shins. Okay, keep that going. But work hard, pulling those toes up to the shins. Keep balance as well, so you should start feeling that in the front of the shins about now, I would have thought. 5 more seconds. Oops, falling over. Good, okay, so now you're just going to switch that up onto your tiptoes. Again, keeping the knees straight. Again, much easier if you walk sideways. So keep yourself as high as you can on your tiptoes. Okay, walking sideways means the knees shouldn't bend. You've got to lift the hip to lift the leg out to the side. Walk around. Stay as high as you can. Keep pushing the ball of the foot into the ground. Lift the heel as high as it will go. Last few seconds on that. Good. Ooh. Keep falling over. Not good. Okay, stop that one. That's good. Okay, down onto the ground. So we're going to be in a half kneeling position. We're going to be on one knee, so I'm going to start on my right knee. Okay, so you start on your right knee with the left leg out in front. You're going to put your hands across your chest, like so. What you're going to do from here is keeping your posture nice and upright, push the hip forwards, tip the shoulders to the left because the right leg is on the knee, and then come back up tall and return to the start position with the hips. Push forward with the hips so you feel a stretch down the front of the hip. Tip away from that kneeling leg, back up, tall and back to the start. So we'll do 8 on each side. So keep going, push forwards, tip to the side, come back up and return to the start. Main bit to remember, just keep the chest up so you're not leaning forward, you're not tipping yourself over as you push the hips forwards. You're trying to just pull 2 ends of the muscle away from each other. Nice and controlled. So you'll feel a stretch down the front of the hip. And then as soon as you tip away to the side, feel that stretch up the side and down the side of the hip as well. A couple more on this side. Push forwards. As soon as you're done on one side, switch the other knee onto the left knee, right leg forwards, same thing, push the hips forwards, tip away, so I'm tipping to my right, away from that kneeling left knee. Eight on this side as well. Sometimes quite good because you can feel a difference side to side. One side might feel a little bit tighter than the other. You count those, just going up to 8. I've got a couple more to go. There we go. Okay, so that's just there for the hip flexors and the muscles just around the hip there to try and stretch those out. As soon as you're done on that, back up onto your feet. Good. Okay, quarter squats. So single leg quarter squats next. Again, we're just trying to get the glutes and the hip firing before we do some work on those. So you're going to be stood on one leg. So I'm stood on my left leg to start with, right leg out in front. I'm going to use those hands for balance. Push the bum back, lower down through the knee, push through the heel and drive yourself back up to the top. So you've really got to get the hips through, push through the heel that you're stood on. Lower is not better on this, okay? We just want to go part way down, keep your balance and drive up. So let's do 10 on each side, nice and controlled. Like so. We must make sure that as you're lowering down, that knee that you're stood on drives in a straight line down the line of the foot, that it doesn't kind of dip in like that, okay? So bum back first, bend the knee to lower down and drive yourself up by pushing through the heel and the hip. Just one more from the side. There, hip back first and drive up. Good, and now onto the other side as well. Always start on a good side, so this side's normally a bit more of a balance challenge. Got to make sure that hip is firing, doing most of the work. Good. Nice and controlled is the key. Making sure that knee is driving down the line of the standing foot. Good. Pushing through the heel and the hip to start, to get back up. Good, good. Okay, grab yourself a quick drink and then we'll get into the superset exercises for the strength work. Okay. So I'll demonstrate the first pair to you and then we'll go through them. So you've got a 3-point plank hold and we're going to do 30 seconds on one side and then go into a press up with squat to arm raise. So 3-point plank hold, you can either do on your knees with your shoulders over your hands like so, or you can do on your feet like so. All we're going to do straight away is just lift one leg and hold in that plank position. Okay, when we go through it second time, we'll do the other leg. Okay, but just for this one, we'll do one side first, then go into the press up. So the second exercise will be press up to squat with arm raise. So again, you're going to be in that full press up position. Okay, you'll press up first, walk back into the squat, stay low, raise the arms back down. If you're on your knees, walk forwards, drop to your knees, do the press up, lift the knees off and walk back like so. Try and keep the feet flat on the floor. Okay, if that means you need to raise up out of the squat a little bit, that's absolutely fine. Okay, we'll repeat that one. So 30 seconds on each. Okay, get yourself ready for that 3-point plank hold. Starting in 2, 1, off we go. So just raise one leg off the floor. You've got to remember which leg it is you raise off the floor because we need to do the opposite side next time. So you'll find that supporting leg and probably one arm working a whole lot harder. But keep the shoulders over the hands at all times. Keep the hips square. Keep the core muscles braced. Coming into those last few seconds. 3, 2, 1, and down. Good. So now again, you're going to do press up to squat with arm raised. So you can either go from that 3/4 position on your knees, or you can do the full press up. It's completely up to you. Get yourself ready. We'll start with the press up in 2, 1, off you go. So press up, walk back into that squat, raise the arm. You're not going to get too many of these in, but just try and go through motions. Keep those feet flat when you get in that squat. Raise the arms up above the head as high as they'll go. 10 seconds left. We'll get 2 more in. 2, 1, stop there. Good. So we're on 30 seconds rest. Grab yourself a little drink, have a breather, and then we'll repeat that. So we've got to repeat that, remember, but the leg raise will be on the other side next time through. Good work. Keep those core muscles nice and tight in both of these exercises. So get yourselves ready. We're going to go again. So you're into that plank position. Everybody ready? Good. Starting in 2, 1, off you go. So again, brace those core muscles. Keep the hips square, hips and shoulders level, shoulders over the hands. Extra work just comes from smaller base of support, rotational demand. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Good work. So now we're going to go back into that. So learnings from that first time through on that press up to squat, either on the knees or on the full press up. So we'll start in 2, 1, off you go. Press up. Keep those feet nice and wide. Raise the arms up. Good. Nice and controlled. Keep the core braced. 10 seconds to go. Walk it out. 2, 1, and stop. Great stuff. Well done. So we've got a bit of a breather. Grab a drink, and then we'll do the next exercise. You're going to be lying down on the floor. So if you want your mat, grab that. Have about a minute or so's rest. Okay, the next pair of exercises, if I quick demo for you. So, lying on your back, you're going to have hands across the chest. This is a slightly harder version with the hands across the chest. If you want to, you can have your hands on your tummy so that your forearms are supporting you on the ground. Feet are going to be on the knees, and you've just got to find a distance, a level of bend in the knees that's going to challenge. With you just on your heels, what you're going to do is raise your hips off the ground, feel like you're digging your heels into the ground and trying to pull them towards you. So you feel the work in the back of the hamstring, okay? So obviously the straighter your legs are, the harder it will be. The more bend at the knee, the easier it will be, but always have some bend in the knee, never straight legged, okay? After that, you'll stay on there, bend your knees back, lift one leg up, and do hip lifts, 30 seconds on each side, okay? So we'll do all 30 on one, all 30 on the other, and go from there, okay? So, lying down on the floor, on your backs, okay? You might just want to quickly try and find how much knee bend you want for this hip lift. We're going to be holding steady for 30 seconds in one place before then going into the single leg lifts, okay? So, get yourself ready. We'll start in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, off we go. So as long as the bum is just off the floor and there's daylight there, that's absolutely fine. It doesn't need to be too high. If it's too high, you'll feel that your back muscles are doing all of the work, and we don't want that. So just feel like you're digging those heels in, pull the toes to the shins, and you'll certainly feel that doing the work. That's killed 15 seconds anyway. 10 to go. Keep that position, brace those tummy muscles as well. You should feel this behind the thighs, behind the knee. 2, 1, and rest. Good. So slowly bring those feet a bit closer. Okay, we're going to have, again, on the heels. We'll all start on the left leg. arms across the chest. Okay, and 3, 2, 1, off we go. Drive the hip up to the ceiling, nice and controlled. Dig that heel into the ground. Get those glutes firing. Work them hard. Keep that free leg nice and still, so we're not swinging that leg up to help. Okay, just dig that heel in. 30 seconds. We've got 10 to go. Good work. 3, 2, 1. Switch legs straight to the other side. Lift the leg and off we go. Same thing. Nice and controlled. Drive the hip up to the ceiling. Halfway. Doing well. Just keep the tempo nice and steady. Something that you can keep going. Keep control of the hips with. Really work. Consciously work the glutes. 5 seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Good work. So you've got a 30-second breather, and then we're going to repeat that one more time. Okay, we're racing through today. Well, I always say that, and then good work. So 30 seconds doesn't feel that long. So back onto your back. Okay, get those feet stretched out. Correct amount of knee bend for you on your heels. We're just going to lift the hips up and starting in 2, 1, off we go. Good. So toes pulled up to the shins, digging those heels in, bracing those core muscles, not lifting the hips too high. Remember, as long as there's daylight underneath, that's fine. And just hold that position. Nice steady breathing. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and down. So reposition yourself, knees slightly more bent on the one heel, arms across the chest, and we will raise up. Off you go. Drive up, back down. 30 seconds. Again, nice and controlled, not throwing that spare leg up. Dig the heel in. 10 seconds to go. Keep pushing nice and high. 3, 2, 1, and switch legs. Dig the heel in, lift the other leg up, and off we go. 30 seconds on that side as well. Keep lifting those hips as high as you can. Keep the toes off the ground. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, stop there. Good work, well done. Okay, have a little breather, grab a drink. You're back up on your feet. Back up on the feet. Bit of work for the legs to do now. So whilst you're having a drink, I will demo. So we've got single leg skater squats. Okay, so we're going to do both legs, okay, on this one. So we're really going to give them a bit of a work. So it's going to be stood on one leg. Key to this one from a balance perspective is as you go down, if I'm stood on my left leg, as I go down, I want to drive my right arm forwards, okay, and then drive up by switching the arms over. This free leg, not really moving too much, it's just staying pretty much underneath me, okay, and just manage how low you go. This knee that I'm standing on, I want to make sure it dries down the line of my foot and it's not dipping in like that, okay, so keep it straight here the whole time. We'll do 30 seconds, 30 seconds on each side, and then not to overdo it too much, but that same leg you just stand on, you're going to do a forward and reverse lunge, okay, just going straight through. So if I do my skater squat on my left leg, I then need to load my left leg in that forward and reverse lunge. We're just going to do the one side on that, and we'll go rest and repeat that on the other side the second time through. Okay, so get yourself ready the skater squats. Do you want to start? Let's all start on the left leg. Makes it nice and simple. Okay. I'll wait till the clock comes round. Nice even number, otherwise I get confused. So stood on your left leg. Get those arms ready. 2, 1, off we go. Lower down, drive up. So you're always keeping that foot nice and flat on the floor. Keep your eyes forwards. Help with the balance. Pushing through the heel to drive yourself back up. We're making sure that that knee travels down the line of the standing foot. Just go to the depth whereby you can maintain your balance. You put a toe down in between, you can do. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Okay. So then we're going straight into those forward and reverse lunges, keeping that same leg still. Off you go. Forward and then reverse. Again, whichever foot is loaded, stays flat on the floor. Good. Again, manage that depth, keep the chest up, move the arms. 5 seconds to go. I've just realised what I've done. Okay, stop there, well done. So I went straight from left leg to squat. We didn't swap, so not to worry, not to worry. We'll have our breather. We'll do our right leg for the skater squat and our right leg for the forward and reverse lunge. So that's fine. Okay, so we're on 30 seconds rest. Grab a drink, and then we'll get going in about 10 seconds time, doing our skater squats on the right leg, and then forward and reverse lunge on the right leg as well. Okay, so get yourselves ready. Standing on that right foot. Off you go. Down and drive up. Good, nice and controlled. Keep that standing foot flat. Make sure that knee is driving down the line of the foot. Standing up nice and tall in between. Just get the arms as if you're running. So the arms move as if you're running. That will help keep you balanced. 5 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Good, okay. So now we're keeping on that right leg. And we're going into the forward and reverse lunge. So off we go. So the right leg stays still. The left leg is doing all the moving. Good. Keep the chest up. Keep it nice and controlled. So just go at the pace where you can keep a good controlled lunge. And that loaded foot stays flat. Drive up through the heel. We've got 10 seconds. Good. 2, 1, and rest. Good work. Good work. Well done. Okay. I'm just going to add in, you'll be quite cruel. We've raced through that. So I'm just going to add in an extra core superset. We'll just do it once. Okay. Core's only done a little bit of work there today. So we'll add one more in there. Okay. So all it's going to be is you're going to be doing side to side plank walks. You love it when I add bonus material, don't you? So you're going to be up on in your press up position, shoulders over the hands. Okay. Start with the hands apart, feet together. You're going to do side walks, 2 steps one way, 2 steps the other way. And we'll do that for 30 seconds. And then you'll go straight into plank mountain climbers on the elbows and the toes, driving the knee up, outside. Okay. So we'll do both of those, just to give the core a bit of work as well. So get yourself ready in that plank position, straight arms in that top of that press up, have space to walk side to side, and we'll get going in 2, 1, off you go. So 2 steps one way, 2 steps the other. Try and keep the shoulders over the hands the whole time, keep the hips and the shoulders level. Bizarrely, it does feel a little bit easier if you keep those 2 points in mind. If your hands start drifting out, with hips up, everything moves a lot more. Almost there. 2, 1, and rest. No, don't rest, but into your plank position. Okay, ready to go for the last 30 seconds. 2, 1, off we go. Mountain climbers in that plank position, hips and shoulders level. Get a nice steady tempo, drive the knee up, outside. Almost there. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Stop there. Good work, well done. Done well there. Bonus on the core. So up onto your feet, just have a little walk around. Okay, grab yourself a quick drink and then we'll do some stretches just to finish off. Bad time to run out of drink, isn't it? Go on. So a little walk around, just to help settle the heart rate a bit. Good, okay. Stretches, so let's do a quad stretch first. So grab the ankle, standing up nice and tall. Just hold there for about 10 seconds, keeping the hips nice and square. Just control your breathing as well. Switch to the other side. Big deep breaths. Good, okay, and then a hamstring stretch. So feet hip width apart, right foot forward slightly, keep the right leg straight, tip over from the hips. Feel that stretch down the back of the thigh there, just for 10 seconds. And switch to the other leg, straight into that one. And then down onto the floor, just stretch those glutes out. So lying on your back, bend the knees, right leg across the left, reach through to the left, lie back and pull that knee towards you. Nice and relaxed. Head back on the floor. And switch sides. Good. And relax. Great work, everybody. Very well done indeed.